All right, top of the hour, let's get you updates from the state of Karnataka there, because this is a tense atmosphere, we are told, that seems to be hovering over Hubli Idgah Maidan, where what we are told that there has been a fresh atmosphere that seems to be appearing there. It is now what is being said as far as the local corporators there are concerned, who have allowed Ganesh Chaturthi celebrations to take place in the controversial Idgah Maidan that is also situated in Hubli. Now what is being said as far as Shriram Sene's Pramod Muthalik, who apparently distributed sweets and celebrated in calling it as a victory of the Hindu groups. Now this is the Hubli Idgah Maidan, which is different one from the other one that is there in Bengaluru itself. Now we are talking about Ganesh Chaturthi festivities, who are also under controversy in this Maidan as well.
So tensions ahead of the celebrations. This is in the Hubli district. Ahead of the Ganesh Chaturthi celebrations, we are seeing the right-wing groups saying this is a victory. The Hubli Idgah Maidan is a historical place, and that's why it's also historically very significant. So Ganesh Utsav taking place there is a victory of the right-wing groups. Remember, the Muslim groups have also opposed this. A lot of security that has been put in place as well. Security deployment has been increased ahead of the Ganesh Chaturthi celebrations. So some tensions being witnessed in Hubli. Remember, in several parts of Karnataka, ahead of the Ganesh Chaturthi celebrations, there have been some tensions in some of the pandals. The right-wing groups have also put up posters of Savarkar, which had been opposed by a few Muslim groups. Clashes also taking place with a few Muslim groups also putting up pictures of Tipu Sultan in several areas. So these are from Hubli, the visuals that you are playing on your screens. Pramod Muthalik, right-wing leader, Shriram Sene chief, also seen celebrating, distributing sweets. As the civic body has said, the celebrations can go on.
So this is coming after what they have been calling as much deliberation, and despite the opposition by the Congress members and the House panel of the Municipal Council in Hubli itself, they have decided to allow the installation of the Ganesh idol at the Idgah Maidan this year for 3 days. This is when the celebrations that will be continuing for 3 days itself. And as far as the right-wing groups are concerned, the activists are concerned, they are in a way celebrating this move, calling it a victory. There is Shriram Sene's Pramod Muthalik. He seems to be distributing sweets to everyone and saying that this is a victory for the Hindu groups. Now what is being said as far as the Hubli Dharwad Municipal Corporation is concerned, they announced the decision after what they say was after a lot of deliberation by the House panel of the council to allow Ganesh Chaturthi festivities at the much controversial Idgah Maidan in Hubli.
So we're going to get you an update on what's happening there. Remember, today the celebrations of Bengaluru are also going to be in the top court after the civic body allowed the Idgah Maidan to have the festivities of Ganesh Chaturthi. The Waqf board has approached the Supreme Court. But let's get you the update from Hubli first. Imran is joining us live with more details. Imran, tensions being witnessed in Hubli as well. We're seeing heightened security presence, right-wing groups celebrating, and all of this happening just ahead of the Ganesh Chaturthi celebrations.
Well, absolutely. As you know, that Maidan ground is a very controversial and even though it's been going on for more than a decade, Uma Bharti was first arrested there. Also for the Hubli Idgah Maidan campaign. Now, due to the controversies and to the communal nature of the city, now the municipal council has allotted a limited permission for Ganesh Chaturthi celebration. Only one organization has been allowed permission there to put up pandal of Ganesh Chaturthi. Considering the sensitivity of the nature, the heavy police personnel have been deployed at Hubli. ADGP Law and Order Alok Kumar has been rushed from Bengaluru to Hubli to ensure that a smooth transition happens, the celebration happens there in Hubli. And the municipal council said that considering the request of the several groups, they have given permission, but they given only limited permission only to few organizations. Only 2 organizations, what you're getting to know is that given permission to install pandals there. But considering the situation, considering the volatility of that, heavy police bandobast has been provided there. As I said earlier, that senior ADGP Law and Order of the state, Alok Kumar, has been rushed to the spot. to ensure that no untoward incident happens. Meanwhile, Sri Ram Sene has celebrated the decision of the municipal council, saying that's a victory of the groups there, Hindu groups there, who've been for years been demanding that Ganesh Chaturthi celebration should be allowed at Hubli Idgah Maidan ground.
Absolutely. When it comes to the civic body there, how exactly did it come up to this decision there, Imran? Because they had been saying that they had a detailed discussion and it was decided to permit the celebrations for 3 days where the idol has been installed at the same place where the national flag was hoisted.
Well, there were a lot of memorandums and demands from several Hindu groups there, saying that the Ganesh Chaturthi celebration should be allowed there. In fact, this Idgah Maidan has been controversial, as I said, for over 2 decades now. So there was always a tension over this issue. But this time, the municipal council has said that they have taken the decision. The municipal council deliberated the pros and cons, and they said that the Hindu other groups also, communities also have a right, and based on which they have given decision for limited organizations to install pendal there. But some protocols have been kept as to what can be done, what not to be done. The heavy police personnel have been deployed at the place so that no untoward incident happens. We are discussing this issue even as the Bangalore Idgah Maidan case is coming up for hearing in Supreme Court. So that decision of the Supreme Court will also likely come, yes. And the government by evening will take a decision to allow the Ganesh pendal to be installed, to be allowed pendal to come up in Chamarajpet. Also by today evening, what we're getting to know from Revenue Minister, that decision will also be taken. But Hubli Idgah Maidan, which also was keenly looking at Bangalore issue, has now allowed permission for limited Ganesh pendals to be allowed to be set up there at the Hubli Idgah Maidan issue. The state government has has deployed heavy police personnel to ensure that no untoward incident happens. Meanwhile,
Stay with us, Imran. Let's talk about what's happening in Bengaluru as well, because this is a controversy, like you mentioned, that has been brewing in Bengaluru as well for some time. The question being, can celebrating Ganesh Chaturthi at a public ground lead to religious tensions? This was the question that the Supreme Court had been asked as well, and today it will be answered as it hears the Karnataka Waqf Board's objection to the Chaturthi celebrations at Chamarajpet Idgah Maidan in Bengaluru. This comes after the Karnataka High Court invoked our civilizational values to permit the state government to allow the Hindu groups to hold the celebrations.
Absolutely. So what is being said, this very same order is now being challenged in the Supreme Court, emphasizing on India's tolerant outlook towards culture and tradition as a reason for its decision. The Waqf Board is now seeing red over this green light that has been given by the Karnataka High Court, claiming that the ground belongs to the board, a claim that has been countered by the state government, where the government insists that the ownership of the disputed land does not lie with the Waqf Board at all. Let's go back